We all know how important testing is. It's how you discover bugs in your software, or whether your new apps and features work the way they should. But which tests do you need to run? Find out with Resilient. We set new standards in the world of testing as a service. Our experts cover every stage of every test, so you'll have the right people with the right skills running the right tests for you. Everything you want to know is displayed on a comprehensive dashboard. It's tailored to your needs. And with 24/7 monitoring, you're instantly alerted if a critical user story fails. Peace of mind for a simple, fixed, monthly rate. It's time to identify and iron out the bugs, bring your products and features to market sooner, and deliver greater user satisfaction. Ask Resilient for your demonstration today. Resilient, guardians of the connected world.
Kineton nasce con il sogno di lasciare un segno. Stiamo vivendo quel sogno al di là di quelle che erano le ambizioni iniziali, ma continueremo a sognare ed ambire a fare cose sempre più grandi, sempre contraddistinte da quella follia che è presente in tutti i nostri progetti.
Kineton represents the pure passion of the South, with an unparalleled opportunity to grow, and we are just at the beginning of an exciting journey to reach the next step and chapter of Kineton altogether.
A Kineton, e che ne fai un villaggio turistico? Tutto l'inclusive qua!
Trabajar en Kineton es genial, es una experiencia estimulante y gratificante que involucra creatividad y tecnología.
Questo è Kineton.
Este es Kineton.
This is Kineton.
Questo è Kineton.
We are live. Welcome to the HbbTv Symposium Digital Experience webinar, the first of a couple of sessions introducing you to this year's HbbTv Symposium and Awards, taking place in London on the 14th and 15th of November this year at Church House, an excellent venue, and you'll hear more about that in a moment. We've got a great lineup of speakers for you today, giving you exclusive insights on what's going on at this year's main event of the HbbTv Association in London. And also we've got a couple of people giving you information on the latest market developments in the HbbTv community from key industry players. First of all, a couple of words on the symposium. We're going to have an conference on the first day, a classic conference, and there's already Eoghan giving you all the information about the Unconference format that the HbbTV Association introduced last year at the symposium in Naples, which was a great success. And Eoghan, our Unconference moderator, is here now live to give you an update on what's happening this year and at the HbbTV Symposium Unconference on day 2. Welcome, Eoghan.
Thanks, Jorn, and greetings from Amsterdam, where I'm in town for IBC this week. So hopefully I'll have a chance to talk about the symposium, the HbbTV Symposium, with some of the IBC visitors this week. Those who attended the event last year in Naples will have experienced HbbTV's first Unconference, which is when we break away from the plenary session. Instead of putting everybody in one room listening to the same presentation, we break into smaller groups on the second day to have more focused discussions, get more people involved, have more interactivity. We will build the agenda for our Unconference together on the second day of the HbbTV Symposium in London. We'll build a big agenda together. You, as an attendee at the symposium, will have the opportunity to pitch sessions. You can find information about the Unconference on the HbbTV Symposium webpage now. Just click on Unconference Hub. You can see a few photographs there from last year's sessions, and you see that it's really about something where everyone is sitting at the same level and having good discussions together. The good news is that we already have opened our form where you can submit session ideas in advance. That form is live now, and the first ideas have already been added. So get your thinking caps on. What do you want to get out of the HbbTV Symposium? What challenges or problems do you want to bring to the event? Put those ideas into the form there now already, and it will get other people to start thinking already about what they would like to deal with at the HbbTV Symposium Unconference Day this year.
Excellent. So what were your experiences last year with the first Unconference at the symposium?
So I felt it went very well, and we saw that from the feedback that it was highly appreciated, Jorn, as well. I think the first time a cohort of people does an Unconference, it's a real learning experience. They need to get accustomed to this totally different approach to doing events. So I've been involved in Unconferences for several different organizations now, and I've seen the same pattern happen, which is the first year, everybody is quite excited, overexcited maybe even, by the format and by this possibility to get involved with pitching their own topics and hosting their own sessions. The second year, it matures a little bit, and what we see is that the quality of the sessions improves, the quality of the discussions improves, and that's really what I'm hoping that we'll see this year at the HbbTV Symposium. We have some advice on the website there for people who are thinking of hosting sessions. That is advice that's based on the experiences we've gained at Unconferences elsewhere. And I really recommend that you think carefully about the outcomes that you'd like to get from your Unconference sessions, about how you structure the conversation and so on. I'm really excited. I think London is going to be a great location. It's fantastic that we have Everyone TV as the host. And I know you're going to hear more from James Jackson later on this morning. I think it's going to be a fantastic event here, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there again this year.
Great. Thank you very much for this Unconference update, and I look forward to that one in London on the 14th and 15th of November with the Unconference on day 2. Thank you very much, Eoghan, and good luck for IBC. Let's move on with the roundtable, a virtual roundtable. You can see the guests here on the slide, and let's get started with Peter Neumann first from ATVI. ATVI stands for the Addressable TV Initiative, a joint venture by Germany's leading 2 commercial broadcasters, RTL and ProSiebenSat.1. Welcome, Peter.
Hi, Jan. Thank you for also introducing the company and giving a little bit background on myself. So yes, we are ATVI, and for those who do not yet know, the Addressable TV Initiative has the ultimate goal in life to create a harmonized technical reach for addressable TV, and in particular for dynamic ad substitution, DAS. And we still want to do this in linear broadcast TV. And we want to do this based on HbbTV TA. So our mission really is to test and certify TV devices by checking their TA compliance, and we have built our own tooling for this. And again, what we want to facilitate for is a fast market adoption of the TA standard. So we need to consider, we need to acknowledge that there is a common issue in the HbbTV ecosystem, and this is the compliance of TV sets. And for the use case that we are most interested in, the DAS, we really want to bridge the gap that exists between the finalization of a paper spec and the appearance of robust implementations in the field. And we really want to solve this issue on a pan-European basis for the whole European market. And in the end, the idea is that we will learn which devices work. We will create what we call the verified list, and we will let broadcasters know which will become our licensees, which devices these are, so that broadcasters can really get the most out of their own DAS solutions, and can make use of the reach, the reliable reach that ATVI has created. And I can tell that this concept, this approach has been proven now. So we have been able to sign agreements with at least 2 major CEMs. We are working with a lot of tech partners from the whole over the TV ecosystem. There are sock makers, there are browser vendors, there are, of course, nowadays also the US manufacturers, and all of them can get access to our tool for free, actually, if they partner with us. And so we want to continue with certifying devices, which we have successfully done this year, and that's maybe the news I want to share. So ATVI is for real. We have certified devices, and we are working on others to be certified this year. And personally, I think that although TA is a very complex specification and not every platform can do it from the start and for the first time, we do see a very strong dynamic. We see rapid improvements, and I think that really 2025 will be the breakthrough. And looking for the event which we're going to have in London this year, which always is a great opportunity to meet the community, we will take the chance and report a little bit from the experience we made with the certifications that we have done. And we are very happy to meet our partners there, and yeah, see you all in London.
Thank you very much. And ATVI is there to make addressable TV a reality in Europe. Thank you very much, Peter. Looking forward to meeting you in London. Let's move on to Oliver Botti from Deltatre. What have you got for us today, Oliver?
Hi, everybody. I'm Oliver Botti. I'm very happy to be here today. And at Deltatre, I'm head of sales for the media sector in EMEA. Deltatre is a global leader in the sport and media industry, providing broadcast, OTT, and digital solutions. We're working with leading sports organizations like FIFA, UEFA, International Olympic Committee, the ATP Tennis, NFL, NHL, MLS, all the American leagues, sport aggregators such as DAZN, Bally Sports, Bein, or broadcasters like Eurosport, BT, BritBox, Dime Media, and telcos like Rogers, Foxtel. So that's our everyday life. During this summer of sport, we are very proud that we're working together with UEFA for Euro 24, with the IOC for Paris, and with the ICC, International Cricket, for the World Cup. I think we reached more than 1 billion users worldwide. And this exposed us to the digital media landscape, which is increasingly fragmented, offering many user choices regarding what they watch, when they watch, and how they want to watch it. And we think that to stand out, broadcasters must focus on a user-centric approach. At Deltatre, we are focused on interactive and personalized user experience and monetization. We are enabling through our product this new way of watching TV and video content. And we do believe in the strength of the 360-degree proposition, which covers both TV, digital, and OTT. And here is where HbbTV plays a great role, in particular regarding one of our products, which is the Diva Player, which is an interactive video player designed to support the integration of video and data synchronization, so enabling interactive use cases and new monetization models, and creating a compelling user experience. During the last 15 years, we've been building web and mobile sites, a set of clients on set-top boxes, smart TVs, applications, and including HbbTV. We've been, for example, working initially with ViewView, with Freeview Australia, with Freeview New Zealand in their preparation of launch, in Channel 7, Channel 9 in Australia. So HbbTV is for us an important client in a proposition that normally we propose on every client available on the market, every front end available on the market. And integrating our Devo player features into a modern HbbTV app or into an op app like the Freely case that is so brilliant starting in UK this year, I think requires careful performance and conformance testing. Fully agree with ATVI and Peter focusing on this topic, because this is very relevant, and we are open to discuss, and this is one of the goals of our participation to the symposium. We are really open to discuss with customers and partners on how to selectively introduce new interactive features within the HbbTV, validating their suitability on different manufacturer HbbTV layers. And the symposium is a great opportunity to develop these collaborations. And so, for example, we will have the opportunity to share with partners and customers there the kind of user experience that we create based on interactive timeline, real-time data overlays and stats, multi-camera angles, multi-streams, restarts and live replay, real-time commentary, automatic highlights, watching together, all these features that normally increase in our proposition the user experience, and the monetization side of it, so target advertising with server-sided insertion, client-sided insertion, data panel sponsorship, watch and buy commerce. All of these are features that now we already provide on all the clients, and that we would like to gracefully introduce in the HbbTV on the HbbTV channel, because this will really create a definitive user experience, different user experience.
Excellent, Oliver. So Deltatre, a company using HbbTV, the specifications to enhance the TV experience for everybody. Thank you very much, Oliver. Looking forward to meeting you again in London this year. Let's move on to Moritz Wuttke from Konodrac, who's going to give us an update on what's going on your side of the market.
Thanks, Jan. Welcome and good morning, everyone. I think as a trend, and this live session today, I think is really about sharing what we have learned this year and what we expect for next year. The trend that we are seeing in the market is that the audience is looking into different platforms and using different platforms to watch similar content or the same content that they've been previously watching on the classic cable or set-top box devices. And what become more and more visible as a challenge for the broadcasters is to track down the audience. So the question is, where is the audience? Where are my viewers? On which platform? On which app? Is it live? Is it streamed? Is it catch up? Because in the end, the main goal for majority of the broadcasters is to monetize that content. And if you don't know where the audience is, it becomes really, really, really complicated and difficult to convince media agencies and your clients, your advertisers, to spend the money with you because you just don't have the proof points. And I think that's one of the big strengths of HbbTV today, that we see in several markets that HbbTV is being used as an additional resource to track down the audience where you are. So we've had some fantastic examples in Spain, but obviously that Spanish example is now growing into other territories in the northern part of Europe, where HbbTV is being used to actually complement the panel data with HbbTV data to make sure that a panel size of, let's say, 3,000 is then being complemented with 12 million TV sets, and that 12 million versus 3,000, or let's say 5,000 on 12 million, just gives a complete different granularity of the results that a broadcaster can share with the audience, or in the case of panels, those national panels or jigs can then share with the media agencies and give that kind of granularity, which is fantastic news for the broadcasters. I can not be more motivated by the results of that, especially for niche broadcasters who have niche segments. Suddenly 0-point rating is a story of the past. You now have full visibility during the whole day. There's no more 0 rating for you, and you actually know on which platform. We heard about Freely in the UK. There's so many great platforms around which are all HbbTV supported, and now we can actually, with one data set or several data inputs with HbbTV technology, track those users down. So I'm really, really excited about how, as a side learning, HbbTV can now support panels, can support broadcasters with that kind of data.
Absolutely, to serve your audience, to reach your audience, and of course to monetize the audience. This is how audience measurement is an important factor in this whole business chain.
Exactly, yeah.
Looking forward to hearing more about that from Moritz at the symposium in London this year, 14th and 15th of November. Let's move on to iVidia, another player in the HbbTV community. Zivko is there to give you an update on what's going on in their side of the market.
Good day to all of my distinguished colleagues and members of HbbTV community. My name is Živko Radonjić, and I am responsible for business development inside iVidia. And as most of you already probably know, iVidia is one of the market leaders in the field of digital television software delivery for almost 20 years. So our activities regarding interactive TV, especially HbbTV, perfectly match our portfolio. I believe that we are proving that we are committed to its development and promotion for last 15 years, starting with HbbTV 1.0 standard. And this results in having, in a certain way, a rounded HbbTV package, starting with the browser and HbbTV stack, completely up to date to the latest standards coming from HbbTV community, including targeted ads, including op-apps, and finally to testing and verification using our own harness. In addition to that, our latest engagement related to the test suite maintenance proves that we are fully support this standard, respect this community, and we are willing to keep bringing the value in order to make HbbTV even more successful. These two last topics I mentioned, the browser and our test maintenance engagement, will be one of our main topics for the discussion with our colleagues and with our partners during IBC and of course during symposium in London in 2 months. So I have to say thank you and looking forward to seeing you in a few days in Amsterdam and in 2 months in London.
Thank you, Zivko. And it's of course a very important element of the whole HbbTV value chain to make sure that your applications reach the reception devices without complications. They're compliant with the specifications, and that's where the HbbTV test suite is therefore an important tool for all market players. And great to hear that iVidia is so actively engaged in improving and enhancing that service.
In a certain way, sorry, just to add one more sentence in addition to that.
Sure.
So we are continuing what we've done before with our mother company RTRK. It is well known fact that the RTRK was engaged before on that one. So in a certain way, we are continuing the path RTRK started a few years ago.
Thank you very much. And you've already heard in most of the presentations now the word freely, and there's no one better than James Jackson from Everyone TV in the UK to let you know about freely, and of course in his role as the representative of the co-host of this year's HbbTV Symposium and Awards in London, I'd like to welcome James Jackson from Everyone TV. You're muted, James, and
Apologies. Yeah, hopefully I'm not
now
muted
we can
now.
hear you. No worries.
Yes. Thanks, Jorn. Yes, Everyone TV is really delighted to be co-hosting the HbbTv Symposium and Awards this year. I mean, there's lots of reasons for that, but just to give you a tiny bit of context, for those who might not know, Everyone TV is owned by the UK's largest broadcasters, the public broadcasters, the BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5 in the UK. And we're the operators of the Freeview, Freesat, and now the Freely platform. And I'll talk about that in a moment. And we've been super invested in HbbTV, certainly since 2015 when we launched Freeview Play. Freeview Play has been an enormous success in the UK. It's a standard feature in something like 70% of the TVs that sell in the UK. And we have, on a weekly basis, something like 12 million active users of HbbTV applications. And that number's only increasing. So we've been long-time supporters and hugely keen on HbbTV across all of the things that we've done. But what we've done this year, and one of the key reasons why we wanted the Symposium and Awards here in London, is Freely. And Freely is, and I can only summarize it in a few sentences here, but it's the first really big market, the UK market, step towards a free-to-view streaming environment. So that means you can watch basically all of the most popular linear channels and something like 100,000 hours of on-demand content from those services, all free to view through your TV or an HbbTV set-top box via an operator app. We think this is a hugely important step on the route to the future of broadcasting probably everywhere in the world. We think it's super important in the UK. And the sort of things that we will be talking about, not just from Everyone TV, you'll hear a little bit from Everyone TV in the conference, but you'll hear from our manufacturer partners, you'll hear from our development partners, you'll hear from people who've been working on technical standards which underpin the way Freely's being built. You'll hear a little bit from the commercial broadcasters about how they're monetizing the advertising around these IP linear streams, and then sort of on the end of that, you'll hear about some of the development challenges of bringing this stuff to market. I think there are lessons which are useful for others in terms of what comes next, but I'll let you hear those later in London.
Thank you, James, for these insights on Freely and what to expect from you in London. And thank you very much for being the co-host this year. And talking about London, we've got an expert for you from the HbbTV Marketing and Education Working Group, the chairman, Angelo Pettazzi, who's giving you an update on the symposium this year. And the Marketing and Education Working Group is the group within the HbbTV Association organizing the annual symposium. Welcome, Angelo.
Thank you, Jorn. Thank you very much, and welcome to everybody on the call. Yes, I think you have seen, you have listened to our speakers, and you had a good glance of what is going to happen at the symposium in London in November at the Church House. Is a fantastic venue in Westminster, in central London. I think is going to be very good and very nice for everyone, especially for the networking. That seems and is the most important thing for being there. So the 12th HbbTV Symposium and Award is split in three parts, I would say. The first day is the conference, that is sit down and relax thing, in the sense that the conference program is completely managed by the Market Education Working Group, and you see here right now and is on the website hbbtv.org. You can have the details of the conference, speakers lineup, and the roundtables. We are going to talk about the most relevant thing and specification on HbbTV that are mainly, as you already listened from most of the speakers, especially from James Freely, that is based on NeoPub. We have a deep insight on that with roundtable on potential future IP delivery, and the discussion will be, I think, very interesting. The second argument, the second topic is important, is TA. We listened from Peter about that. ATVI will be a speaker. We are going to have a roundtable with a lot of interesting speakers there. And the last and the third topic is testing. It is very important because testing is, as we have listened from our speakers, even today, is the most important to have compliant services and a very well working application on the devices. And this is deeply discussed with roundtable and speeches there. Last but not the least is DVBI and HbbTV. We are going to have a couple of speeches there. I think as a complement of the lineup of the speakers and the topics, I think DVBI has to be there, and I think it's going to be very, very super important and super interesting for the attendees. Awards is the night of the prize. The award is the submission is open. Is going to be closed by the end of September. We have a jury that will be announced very briefly. A good lineup of relevant managers of the connected TV industries. And then, as Owen already presented at the beginning of this talk, the Unconference, the second experiment that we are going to do this year after last year Naples Unconference. I think that with the experience we gained last year is going to be even better than last year. That's I think all. Just a couple more things. Registration is going to open very soon, and please consider supporting our initiative, the symposium. There are still space for sponsors. There are space available. Please, if you are interested, contact us, and it will we will be very thankful to you for supporting our event. I think that's all from my side. Jorn?
Thank you, Angelo, and of course, big thank you to all the other speakers for these insights and updates. I think you know now all about what's currently going on in the market from major players, and of course about the symposium this year, 14th and 15th of November. And be sure to check out the HbbTV website for the latest updates, the conference lineup, the Unconference submission form, and all these things you need to know. There'll also be a list of recommended hotels appearing soon, and the registrations will open in a couple of days. So be sure to already mark these dates in your calendar, 14th and 15th of November in London. It's a Thursday and Friday, so if you like to take the weekend off in London as well, excellent opportunity to stay 2 more days in London and enjoy London from right the heart of London. It's at Westminster, in the core of London, right near a Big Ben and all these important things. So don't miss out on also these touristic opportunities you might add on to your symposium business trip. So the website is hbbtv.org, and check this out, and also the HbbTV social media channels for the latest updates. Now, I've been talking enough about the symposium venue. Thanks again to all the speakers, and I'd like to introduce you now to a brief video showing you all about Church House, this year's conference venue in the heart of London. That's all from my side and from our side. Thank you very much for being with us today. There'll be more preview shows coming up for the HbbTV Symposium this year. Take care and have a good bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.